So, how many of us actually say these terms? I'm super busy, yeah. There's too much on my plate. I really don't have the time to do this right now. And the other set of statements that we have is I really need a break. I need to travel. I need to just go and explore. Isn't that these terms we hear from our family, friends, and maybe in our own heads, right? Honestly, the mind struggle keeps going on between these statements, and we really don't know when to unwind. Honestly, finding time to unwind and relax is as important as working hard, right? So let me ask you a very small, we'll do a small experiment here. And this is going to be a thought experiment where I want you to think in 30 seconds. So you're going to be meeting a tribe of huntsmen who are coming from a very secluded area. Where they're completely away from civilization. So they really don't know what exactly sweet taste is like, right? So you got to explain them what sweet is, right? So they have never seen it. They have never tasted it. So you have to explain them what sweet taste is like. Anybody wants to take a lead? Okay, so what we understand from this experiment is that the feelings, emotions, and happiness, right, it can be closer, but it can't be 100%. And that's exactly what travel does to you. The feelers, what you go through within you, it cannot be expressed. And that's when you unwind yourself. So I've covered this. All right, so now that we are on the journey of travel, let's go back in time, all right? Do you know how did travel actually begin? We all thought it started for businesses, for trades, maybe cultural aspects. But honestly, travel actually started for the reason of leisure. It actually started to unwind your mind, and Romans were the first one to do it. Obviously, times got evolved. It started for cultural aspects, then started for business aspects, and then the buzzword came in. You know what that buzzword is? What is that buzzword with travel? No, that's bucket list. We all have bucket lists, right? And we want to tick off that bucket list. And that actually became the trending one. But honestly, that's also kind of gone somewhere where it's taken over by something else. You know what that next buzzword is? Social media. We all want to travel for social media. We want to put those amazing Instagram pictures and we want to live that social media life. We actually don't want to travel. We want to live that social media life. And I'm not saying social media is a negative word. No, it is not. It is actually a boon. But only till the time you take it as an inspiration and not an influence. Because inspiration can never go wrong. Influence can. So the moment you start prioritizing your unwind journey through how you feel rather than how you look on the gram. So that's where the social media comes in. Okay, so when is the right time to unwind? When you're really very busy. Honestly, yeah, you heard that right. That when you are actually very busy is the right time to unwind. You would have seen when we have been growing up, our parents tell us that, you know, we will take probably one vacation in a year, which is mostly on the festive times or probably on long weekends. And we'll take that one long holiday someday, you know. And honestly, that is actually not the right time to unwind. When you're completely stressed, when you really don't find answers to, when even your little things, your little activities turn out to be those big challenges in your life, is when the right time is to unwind. And I think people also wait for that long holiday. I want that perfect holiday for myself, and I'll unwind then. But nobody stops you to take that break by going within your own city, go to your own backyard, and just go and unwind. Take probably a heritage walk in your own city. Take probably, even a healing hike, or just do some art walk, and that will actually unwind. You don't need to wait a long holiday for it. And I honestly feel that Gen Zs are more related to this reality rather than the older generations. Gen Zs understand this much, much better. So don't wait for that long holiday for sure. Now comes the big word: how to really recharge yourself. Now let's do another experiment, all right? Can the world be perfect? Okay, has God made the world perfect? No. So why are we expecting our travel to be perfect? Why are we always to make that holiday perfect? How many times we've seen into that very perfect setting of a restaurant and old ladies still shouting on the waiter for that one small bottle of ketchup not being there, right? We see that. We want to make our travel perfect. Honestly, the real fun of life is into its imperfections. It is into its ups and downs. It's not into a perfect life. So don't plan that perfect holiday. Plan it well, but then let it just be and take it as it comes. There is a famous phrase which is, journey is more important than destination. Honestly, you start unwinding your mind way before then you start your traveling. Yes, that's true. Purely, the moment you decide that you're going to travel and you fix on the destination, the planning, the reading up of the destination, the packing list, maybe even the shopping list, everything just helps you unwind. And honestly, that anticipation is your unwinding start. So start anticipating and live into that curious mode. Honestly, I know a lot of travelers who actually plan their one journey when they are on their current one, because they love to live in that anticipation mode and the curious mode. Okay, now the next one is my favorite. Okay, so when we say the word travel, what comes to your mind? Traveling with bunch of friends, traveling with your family. But yeah, these are great things to do. Everybody should do once in a year to create those memories for sure. But when you travel with your family, family problems also come together, right? We'll have some or the other discussions which come along. When you travel with your friends, you have obviously the egos and God knows what all coming together. But what about solo traveling? What comes along solo travel? Solo travel is actually not an alone travel. Solo travel is actually along with people who don't judge you and there are no prejudices. That's what solo travel is. So on one of my travels, I actually happened to meet someone who shared the most horrific part of her life with me, and actually with the other travelers who had actually turned buddies. After hearing her story, I was literally numb for 3 hours. Just imagine she was living that life. And what happened next was that after she came back from that trip, she was so confident. She took 4 more trips after that, and her life has changed. I happened to speak to her last week, and she said, Zinal, after taking that one solo trip, my life has completely changed. We say that, right? That travel brings power back to your life. She literally got her power back. And that's what solo journeys do to you. You will definitely learn 4 things for sure: mental agility, courage, kindness, and adaptability. You must definitely take that solo travel for yourself. The next one is we all travel for bucket list, for sure. We all want that rosy destination, rosy Instagram picture. But honestly, you should start traveling for your mind, body, and soul. You should go with an intent to get completely absorbed in that destination and absorb everything that is there in that destination. And that's when you will actually unwind. Not all destinations are meant for you, nor you are meant for all destinations. Go try out new things. It is very important because without trying, you wouldn't know what that impact it is on you, on your mind, and on your body, whether it was a learning or whether it was a positive impact. Now, this brings me to the last experiment with you. And trust me, you'll start unwinding right away. I promise you that. So now you imagine that you're going to be traveling sometime in future. And it could be as simple as going back home to your parents in your hometown. And just start thinking what you're going to be doing with that travel. And maybe you will be going back to meet your childhood friends. Maybe you will just go and sleep. Maybe you will want to go and eat a particular thing from that shop which has your childhood memory. And you will actually start unwinding your mind. And that's how your journey to unwind and having peace in life comes. Thank you so much.